First of all, at BTIA Toledo, we're happy to be collaborating with Dr. Heather McCulloch and her team out of Louisiana State University. They've been coming here from the early 80s, and we're honored to be a part of the whole finding that they have done over the years. And BTIA serve as a hub or as a housing agent for them in terms of the finding that they have. If you look behind me, we have the paddle. This is over 1100 years, made of sapodillo, and they were able to find this in the peat. I know they'll describe it a lot more, but in the Payne Creek National Park. They've been doing some cool research, and our job as part of the tourism sector is how do we get people to come to Toledo? How do we get people to enjoy the natural nature, the people, and everything that we have, the culture, the history, the natural environment. And we are honored to be a part of this research in terms of hosting it here, because this now gives the people not only to meet the Maya people, not only to meet the Creole and Garifuna and everybody else that we have here, but now you actually get to look into the past in terms of the paddle, the building structure, the manufacturing of salt they used to do there, the terms that they used to use the area for preserving fish, you know, all that protein that they need to keep the Maya civilization going. So I could say from BTIA's standpoint, we will continue to have this on display so that the tour guides could come in and utilize it. The tour operators could come in and understand better of what's going on. Every year NICH hosts this national symposium that you could find out what's going on with the archaeological world. And Payne Creek also connect to Lubantun, Monit, and all of these Ushpenka and these different areas. So we appreciate the work you've been doing here, Dr. Heather and her team, and we look forward to continue working together and synergy. That's what it is. Thanks.
I got a small grant from Louisiana State University in 2004. I wanted to see if there were more sites, and we started systematically walking in the water in rubber boots, looking for briquetage, the broken pottery they used to boil brine in pots over fires to make salt. And we unexpectedly found a wooden post. We found the first post, and then we started finding more. Wood doesn't preserve. You know, if you go to Maya ruins today in Belize, you will see stone temples. You'll see stone. Where are the wooden buildings? Where are the buildings where the people lived, where their workshops were? They've all decayed because wood doesn't preserve. So we were not expecting to find wood, but it was preserved because it was in mangrove peat. The mangroves, as they grow taller to keep their leaves above the water as sea level rises. And if they can't keep the leaves above water, then they die. And as they grow taller, those roots that you see, those prop roots, they trap things, which becomes mangrove peat, very organic. And it preserved whatever the posts that were sunk into the ground. And so we've found and mapped over 4,000 wooden posts at 70 underwater sites. And we've been excavating. Dr. Corey Sills, my colleague from University of Texas at Tyler here, we have a National Science Foundation grant together now to excavate some of these, to try to figure out the organization of the production and distribution. And almost Dr. Foster here, Dr. Cher Foster, who's going to come over here, a senior doctoral student at Louisiana State University. We've been excavating these buildings. We've found residences. We've found dedicated salt kitchens where 98% of the artifacts was briquetage, the broken artifacts. What we're doing here, Corey and I, in 2012, opened an exhibit featuring 3D printed replicas of the artifacts. And the reason we wanted to get information to the public, I got a grant from the Archaeological Institute of America. It was called a site preservation grant. The idea is to promote the preservation of significant archaeological sites. Because I tell you, around the world, everybody knows about the wood. Here in Toledo, the ancient Maya wooden buildings. Everybody knows about the ancient Maya canoe paddle. We want people here in Toledo to benefit from that. And so the Tour Guide Association said, why don't we put an exhibit at the ranger station? then people will have to hire them to take them out in boats to see it. So we did. Then we found the canoe paddle, and you can see behind us, this is a 3D printed replica of the canoe paddle. We found it in 2004. It's made of sapodilla wood, and if you know about sapodilla wood, it sinks, right? And that's probably what happened. It probably fell off the boat, and it sunk, and it was preserved in the peat. And it's 4 foot 7 inches long, and it's the only ancient Maya wooden canoe paddle anywhere in the Maya world.
Hello, my name is Dr. Corey Sills, and I am one of the researchers who has had the privilege to conduct research here in Paynes Creek National Park under the permit to Dr. Heather McKillop. I actually started here in 2006 as her master's student at Louisiana State University, and the first time I entered the water and put my hands flat on the sea floor and was able to find a wooden post, I was hooked. And so I continued my education with her. Now I have graduated and I'm an associate professor at the University of Texas at Tyler. But there's nothing better than being able to tell the story, the narrative, and fill in the details about the ancient Maya who lived on the coast, who had these salt kitchens and made salt for the inland Maya where salt was scarce. So those sites such as Nimli Pnit, Lubantoon, Ushbenka, they needed salt, and they got that salt from the salt works here at Paynes Creek National Park in the Toledo district. And they made that salt in pots over fires, and so that is what we feel on the sea floor.
My name is Cher Foster. I'm a graduate student at Louisiana State University studying under Dr. Heather McKillop. I'm almost graduated and hope to continue coming back to study here in PG and out in Paynes Creek National Park. I first started on this project in 2019 and came back last year, obviously here this year. And it is unlike anything I've ever done before, either in Belize or in the United States. The feeling of finding is different when you can't see what you're finding underwater, but you can feel it, and it's similar to what they've said. No one's felt these things for 1,200 years, and being able to be the first one to experience that is amazing. And one thing that I specialize in is sea level rise especially, and being able to take the lessons that the ancient Maya, how they dealt with sea level rise in their natural environment, and taking those lessons to current policymakers and maybe helping us currently deal with the current issues of sea level rise from the lessons of the past and the lessons of the ancient Maya is one thing that I hope to be able to continue in the future.